How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. So nice to talk to you again. So, people who don't know you, tell us, Hira, who you are and how did you get into the Web3 space?
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Hira. I live in Berlin. I work as a blockchain architect in Deutsche Telekom, and recently I co-founded my startup called Plurality. My journey into Web3, I came into Web3 totally by chance. So I think it was 2015. And I was a student of software engineering. I was doing my bachelor's, and I was a student in Islamabad, Pakistan. That's where I'm from. And one day, my classes were over, and there was this seminar that was happening in my university. It was a professor from Stanford. I thought the seminar was about web development. I went there, and it turned out to be about Bitcoin. And at first, I had the instinct, oh, I think I'm in the wrong class. Maybe I should leave. But then something about that session just kind of helped me sit back on my seat, and I was completely blown away in what happened in the next 1 hour. The concept of financial freedom, the concept of decentralization, distribution of power and control. These were the things that really spoke to me, and I think that was the point where I this concept just got stuck at the back of my head, and I've been in Web3 ever since.
So, which year was this again?
This was 2015. I graduated in 2016. After that, I started doing a job, but that was not in Web3. But then I was so stuck at this concept that I started doing freelancing on the side. I learned Solidity on my own. I read a few books. There was not enough material back then, but I joined Stack Overflow forums and these different groups and forums, and I just basically self-learned. And then came the 2017 bubble, and the freelancing gigs that I was doing, they just kind of flew through the roof because so many people wanted to do ICOs and tokens at that time. Um, it was it was really a time of experimentation, I would say. I really look back through that time because it was like people were always coming to me with crazy ideas. Let's create decentralized governance, and there were not even words for these things like these DAOs and NFTs. I created NFTs when they were not even called NFTs, and like something of a collectible or something of a that you could mate and breed, and like all these different kinds of games and experiments. It was crazy good back at that time. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we all know those times. Like, even Web3 was not called Web3, it was called
Yes.
crypto, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yes. So now you are a founder of Plurality. And tell us, how was this baby born? How was Plurality born? What was your motivation? What is
Yeah.
actually the project all about?
Yes. So when as I already told you, I came into Web3 purely out of ideological reasons. I'm a pure, what you can say decentralization maxi. And I really thought that this vision could create the world a better place. I still believe that, and that is why all the energies that I have, I want to pour into this space. But after around 8 years of working in this space, there are still not enough people in Web3, and like apart from the financial use case, there um like if you look outside of your Web3 community, if you look into your family or your friends, like 90% of my friends and family don't even understand how can they set up a wallet, or how can they, or what does blockchain even mean. I can go on and on about, oh, this is very cool, this is going to change the world, but the facts would not change. There are not enough people on Web3. Only 4% of the world uses Web3, and even from this 4%, most of the people are just here for the airdrops and stuff, or the financial incentives, and there's just not enough retention. So I want to change that. And that is why for the past 1.5 years, I've been thinking about how can we bring more people into the Web3 space and actually make them stay, not for the money, not for the airdrop, but actually want to make them stay. So we, my team and I, we did like a lot of user interviews, and we figured out that basically one of the biggest reasons that people are not on Web3 is like complicated onboarding processes, the login and the like creation of the wallet, saving, storing the seed phrases, all of that. It's very complicated. And then even once they go through all these hoops and they finally land on a Web3 platform, the experience is just not the same as Web2. For example, if you go on internet, we all of us use multiple hours per day on platforms like Twitter or Facebook or YouTube or Netflix. And the experience that we get there is tailored to you as a person. So if Diksha, you like songs from Lady Gaga, you would be recommended songs from Lady Gaga or in a similar genre. If I like classic Bollywood songs from 90s, that's what my YouTube would look like. If I go to a new platform and see the content that I'm seeing there does not speak to me, I would not want to stay. And this is basic human psychology, but this layer is completely missing from Web3. And there is a reason for that. The reason is that the entry point into the Web3 world is a wallet, and a wallet is a blank slate. It can show the transactions that you did. It can maybe show maybe the NFTs that you hold, but it cannot hold until now it cannot hold the information of who you are as a person, not even traces of that. What we are trying to build in Plurality is we are creating a personalized onboarding protocol using which users would not only be easily able to log into a platform, but they would get a tailored experience according to who they are. And we are doing this while fulfilling the promise of Web3, like you own your own data, you have sovereignty over your assets, over your data and everything, but you get the exact same experience as on the other internet platforms. And I believe that once we overcome this barrier, then for the normal people, there would be no difference between, okay, this is a blockchain platform, or okay, no, this is not a blockchain platform. Everything would look the same to them, but behind the tech would be something that works for them and not against them. So that's the idea.
Yeah, that's beautiful, actually. Very well explained. So, to go to market, where do you see, like, what kind of partners do you see, for your go to market? Is it like directly the users, or are you going to partner with the existing platforms that are there and say that their users are going to get a personalized experience?
Yeah, we're going to go with existing blockchain platforms or the D apps basically, and we want to intertwine this process with the login process. So what we want to do is that every time a user logs in, they should not have to download any wallet or anything. They can just simply log in from their Gmail or their Facebook, and a wallet gets created for them in the back, like an invisible wallet. They
Okay.
should not even be aware that it's like a blockchain wallet or anything like that. And then we want to connect users' personas with this wallet so that the D app can get some contextual information about the user. And using that, they can give them an experience that's better for them and retains them over the long term. So our go-to-market strategy is basically to partner up with these D apps. Basically. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So, what do you think are, so you are an early stage project, clearly, you also participated in some of in the Tsunami Venture-thon. So what do you think are the major challenges that projects at an early stage in the Web3 space go through? Say, let's say, how many months have you been building or
I think
Plurality now?
it's around 5 months now. Yeah.
Okay, so that's still like very early.
Yeah.
But what would you say are, one of the most significant struggles you've had or are having? And if you have solutions to them, please feel free
Yeah.
to share that as well.
So I think one of the biggest challenges that we have, apart from all the traditional challenges that Web2 startups have, I think Web3 startups have additional challenges. Like we are building on tech that's evolving, and we are building on a market that's expanding or can also shrink as well. Nobody
Mm,
can predict the future, but the statistics say that it's an expanding market. So one of the biggest things when you try to build a startup is that you have to ensure that the market is big enough and you can like capture a chunk of it so that the overall system is sustainable. But if you're building for a market that's right now is small, but you have hope that it would become big, then the challenge of convincing investors becomes I think it becomes more difficult. That's one thing. And then the other thing is that when you're building on an evolving tech, it's like you're building on quicksand. You're you're constantly building and things are changing, and then you're
yeah.
constantly building some more and then things are changing some more. So it's very, very fast paced. And lastly, I think that because of the tokenization of everything, it's an opportunity, but it can also come bite your back
Yeah.
because it's hard to get that right, I would say, because you can tokenize and maybe you can get initial traction. You can do airdrops to get initial traction, but if you're thinking about building a business, a real business, then you have to think about utility that you can give to people that people would pay for, even if you ask them to pay like in fiat. So tokens
Mm.
can create a circular economy. They can, if done right, they're definitely a very valid tool, but it's difficult. And then bring on top of that the legalities. If you want to do a token, then you have to get the legalities right if you don't want to get in trouble. So
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. So, how are you managing your time as a founder with different different things that you have to look at, legality plus yeah, like whatever is happening or raising money or development, and then, also telling your story out there. Like when
yeah.
you wake up, how do you say that, okay, this is my priority for today?
Yeah, so for the past 4 or 5 months, I was only my priority was like developing the concept and testing it out. But now I've completely shifted to kind of business development. And the only reason it's definitely hard, but the only reason I've been able to do it is because I have a strong support network, I would say. I have an amazing team that kind of cover the blind spots that I have. And if I make a mistake, they're more than happy to kind of fill that in. So uh, nobody can do it alone. You always need a network of supporters.
Yes, yes. And that for that you need to be out there also and talk
Yes.
about what you are doing. So and what's like the one what's your very let's say favorite thing about being in the Web3 space, and what's your least favorite thing about being a founder in the Web3 space?
What I love about Web3 is that the community is amazing. And when you meet people who are here for an ideological reason, the kind of energy that you get from them is unmatchable. And it really feels like you're building for the future. And we only have limited time on this earth, right? We'll be what alive for maybe 40, 50, 60, if you're lucky, 60 more years. Um, so with this limited time, I want to be a part of something that would stay here even when I'm gone. And I would ideally want to create something that makes the internet of the next generation a little bit better. And I believe that there are so many other people with the same mindset in this space that it absolutely um amazes me. So that's the part, the community part, the great founders I've met. That's the part that I love most. The vision is what I love most. We're not doing it purely out of capitalistic reasons. We're doing it because we actually want to spend our energies on something good. But The worst part that I hate about Web3 is is the leeches that have come into the ecosystem. So I believe that because Web3 and blockchain opened up a new paradigm, so obviously there are opportunists as well that want to make a quick buck out of the ignorance of people. And maybe not many people want to talk about it, but this is the harsh reality or the dark side of the Web3 space, that there are projects out there and there are people out there who are creating these MLM kind of schemes, and where like one person profits because the next one is dumb enough to believe into the vision. And because Web3 is a community first kind of ecosystem, first the community comes and then the project comes. So of course, even if the project is legit, there is first comes the community and then comes the project. But what if the community is there, they buy into your token, they buy into your idea, and then the product never comes? And then the people who were early into the ecosystem make profit out of the people who came late into the ecosystem. And that's the part that I absolutely hate about Web3, because that completely goes against the reason why I joined this ecosystem. I wanted it to like democratize finances across the world. I wanted everyone to get similar kind of opportunities. And I myself come from a country that does not have the best opportunities out there. And so I know the pain that people have on different corners of the world. And Web3 is not something that was created for just Europe or the Americas or the developed world. It was a vision that rallied people from all corners of the world, from Africa, from India, from Pakistan, from Laos, Cambodia, whatever you name it. There you would find people that saw this vision and that came into this vision. And it kind of feels like a disappointment when we see practices that are completely against the initial ethos. So that's the part I hate.
Yeah. Wow, that's a deep answer to actually think of it, you know. And I think we are so much in the bubble, we don't think about it that much,
Yeah,
probably in the
yeah,
ecosystem. So you participated in Tsunami Venturethon. Now my favorite favorite question. So tell us about, what was your experience and what do you suggest to startups at an early stage, projects actually, not even startups at that point, projects that have been sitting on an idea. How can a platform like Tsunami Venturethon help them, or how did it help you, or what was your experience overall?
yeah. So I joined Venturethon at a time where I wasn't even ready for it, I would say. So I think that like everyone who wants to who's sitting on an idea, basically, I think you need to get out there. You need to go into hackathons, or like Venturethon, like Tsunami Venturethon, because you will never be fully ready. So you just need to find an ecosystem or an area where there are like-minded people, and you just need to go out there, execute, and then learn, and then reiterate, and then do it again. Um, I joined Venturethon when I had a 3-month-old daughter, and um, so by no means that at that time I didn't even thought that I would have like a startup a few months down the road, or that I would be this far. It was just an idea that I had been sitting on for a few months, and then I just thought, like, how long can I sit on it? And I will never be ready enough. Like, and you put all these mental barriers on your own self. Okay, I'm a woman in tech. Maybe I cannot do it. I have a 3-month-old daughter. Maybe I cannot do it. Like, we put all these barriers on ourselves even before other people put on us. So I wanted to test out this idea. I have an amazing partner that pushed me that just go out there. Nothing's gonna go. What's the worst that can happen? You just
Yeah.
go out there. You don't like the project is something that nobody likes, and then you're back to where you started from. So joined VentureCon with a mindset like that. I just worked on the prototype for 1 or 2 weeks, and then I presented it, and lo and behold, we got the first prize in the identity track. It was really cool, and then things just started rolling. It was like the snowball effect. One thing happened, and then another thing happened, and then another thing happened, and now here I am. Uh, the experience in VentureThon was amazing, and I cannot stress this enough that you will never be ready. There is no such thing as being ready. Just go out there, do it. Nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And I think as humans also, we always need like some sort of validation. And for the validation, we need to go out there and
Yeah,
put ourselves out there. But then we are also scared to do that.
yeah,
So yeah, just I think taking the first step is very important. And this was actually a first step. You are now with Outlier Ventures, your project got accepted. So tell us what's happening with Plurality now. How is it? What how did you get into Outlier Ventures? And how is your journey going?
So the funny thing is that I knew absolutely zero about fundraising. I had no idea. I uh, Outlier Ventures actually saw the demo in one of the Twitter posts that somebody did,
Mhm.
and they just noticed it, and one of the investment associates contacted us, and then we had this meeting, and like I just did the presentation in the meeting like a normal person. I just sold them the the idea like it was what I was thinking, and then we got an acceptance offer. And then when I was doing this presentation, I had never heard of Outlier Ventures. I didn't even know the difference between what a pre-seed stage and a seed stage is. Um, I didn't know what an accelerator program was, whether I needed one or not. After acceptance, after getting the acceptance email, I looked all this stuff up and kind of figured out, okay, is this like a good thing or not? Whether I should say yes or not. So, and then after that, I kind of realized that we were only there was like 500 applications, and we were only one of 6 or 7 that got accepted. So it was a pretty huge achievement that just came out of nowhere. So I'm really happy about that. And I remember the first introductory meeting that I had with them. I told them, I'm an engineer. I don't know anything about fundraising. If you have to accept me, but you have to help me out here. And the people there were amazing in the sense that they understood what my blind spots were, and they're continuously helping us figuring out the next steps and what to do. So they, as they always say, like, uh, we know you're a great engineer, we know you can build it, but we would help you out with the things that you're not perfect at right now. So, and it's really one-on-one mentorship that they're doing. And I think with all the projects in the cohort, they are catering to each one of those in a very personalized way. See, personalization is
Yeah.
everywhere. Yeah, so it's like they're since the composition of each team is different, the stage of each project is different. So they took their sweet time to figure out what each team would need help with, and then they're matching up with resources or whatever that individual team needs. So until now, it's going great. Yeah, let's see what's upcoming.
Yeah, yeah, exciting times for you ahead, actually. Very excited to see your journey. And also, you were born out of Tsunami Venturethon, so that makes us very, very happy, and we are rooting for you wherever you go. Um, and thank you, Hira, for joining and for this great conversation. And we will follow you everywhere on all socials. And I
Tsunami
mean,
was I would say Venture Tsunami was the first people that kind of believed in us, and I still regularly am in contact with the people. This is the absolute best community to start from, and the way
oh,
that Tsunami really pushed me to keep going is like, I think if you guys didn't believe in me, I would not have continued this, because like when you're just like a small seed and you're just like starting to grow, if somebody stamps on you at that time, then it's gone. So, but Soonami really helped me to keep that spark alive.
Yes, and thank you. Yeah, I mean, we are also glad to have you and see you, doing great things with Outlier Ventures as well. And yeah, we'll follow your journey, as I said. And thank you.
Yeah, thank
So,
you. Thank you for having me here.